Hi, welcome to Fridays 5. I'm Suzanne Caldeira with Guaranteed Rate, and I do mortgages for Guaranteed Rate. My Fridays 5 is where I reach out to people that either I know or I want to know who have inspired me throughout the years and ask them 5 questions and just have a conversation, get to know them a little bit better and talk about some inspiring stuff. These views are mine and of my guests and not of Guaranteed Rate. Today I've got Nicole Anacleto Tosca with me, who is a near and dear friend and someone that literally I can talk to for hours, but don't always get the opportunity to. And I've asked her to be on Fridays 5. And thank you, Nicole, for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me. I was really pleased to get your invitation.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I am truly inspired by you, and I think our guests are going to be inspired by you as well. I'm going to hop right into the first question. And I want to know what inspires you.
Oh, that's a big question. What inspires me is people. When I connect with various folks, whether it's on the professional side or personally or through my yoga practice, what inspires me is the potential that each and every one of us has. Now, a lot of people think that they have to reach some goal or they have to be at a certain place in their life to reach their highest potential. But I do believe that every single day, if we're grateful enough to open our eyes and have breath, we have the ability to live a full life of abundance and joy.
So I will dig a little deeper, and this isn't one of the 5 questions, but what for you brings you abundance and joy?
Connecting with my inner self is what brings me joy. When I can let go of all the limitations that I put on myself and judgment that I put on myself, when I let those things go is when I can really come into alignment with myself and knowing myself in my heart and my intention. I do that through a daily meditation practice and just by making good decisions in my life. That could be, eating the right foods to cleansing the body and the mind in various ways.
Oh, you gotta tell us some of those various ways. What are some of the ways for you that allow you to really feel that?
Yeah, I would say to sleep enough at night. So getting a proper sleep, drinking enough water, eating the right foods, and then like I mentioned earlier, keeping up with the daily practice of some sort. Since COVID-19, I've found myself walking every morning. So every morning after my morning practice, I take a walk and it takes about an hour, and it's really a stroll more than it is a walk, where I'm observing nature, I'm observing animals, I'm listening to the birds. So that really grounds me for my day. That really sets my day up in a way that I can live from my purest self.
Yeah, that's great. Second question. A lot of people have had defining moments in their lives. What would you say are some of, or a defining moment that comes to your mind right now?
I would say leaving my job of 14 years was a defining moment for me. I had a wonderful experience and felt this urge, this pull to do something different. And it was a lot to leave behind, and I've really enjoyed my experience. I've also had great time to reflect on that experience. But I do think sort of living from a place of no fear was a pivotal point in my life, to let go of a career of 14 years and what was perceived as very stable, right? To let that go and to move forward in my life and start to ask myself the question of what do I really want to do while I'm here? Who am I? Asking those questions, continuing to ask those questions, has been has become a critical point in my life.
Wow. And do you think it's in your yoga practice and meditation that it helped you to be at that point as opposed to maybe your younger self?
Yeah, absolutely. I think with this yoga and meditation practice, I've been able to really understand the importance of this life and not to take it for granted. So that is one thing that I've learned from greatly in my practice, is not to take life for granted. We're only given this one shot at it. So we need to come at it from a very different perspective if we want to be happy.
Why do you think others won't do that? You know, I like to say those people that are just, you know, trading time for money, because maybe it keeps them in the home that they live in, or it keeps them around the circle of people that they want to be around, but yet inside they're just, you know, feeling that angst. Or like, why did it work for you as opposed to other people?
I think I always say it's a timing, it's always a timing situation. So we're all going through this life process, through this journey. You're going to hear a lot of people talk about it in different ways, different terminology, but we're all going through this life process, and there's no rushing the process. So there are, in my belief system, in my heart, we are living a life that's designed by a higher power than a much greater power than ourselves. And so as I reflect on my life, it's almost as if I needed to go through all these many life experiences to lead me to this point, this exact point. And so when someone might be struggling, it might be that they have yet to learn a deep lifelong lesson that was meant for them, that will assist them in their process. And so sometimes we have to be in situations for a certain amount of time to really understand and to learn, and in some cases to heal before taking that next step. So I think we're all in process. I think, and I've really come to learn to trust that process.
We're going to jump to number 3. So third question, who have been some of your mentors, or who's your greatest mentor in your life?
Yeah, mentors, that's an interesting question. I've had both mentors in my physical life, those that are part of my family group, my spiritual community, for sure. And then I have those mentors who I have yet to meet. So those who I follow on social media, who inspire me from afar. And so my latest person who I've been following in the last few years and just got her book in the mail today is Valerie Carr. She's an activist, lawyer, has been really fighting for the rights of all people, fighting against racism. So she's become really a mentor to me, and a woman who I aspire to be.
That's awesome. What is it about Valerie Carr that resonated the most with you?
Her mission is to create revolutionary love. And so as I think about the practice and the work that I've done in my yoga and meditation practice, it's mostly about connecting the navel point with the heart center. The navel point is where we hold our will. This is where we, find the energy to keep on going when times are tough. So what I love about Valerie is she really does a beautiful job of connecting that will, that grit, that stamina with that heart center. And she just connects those two in such a beautiful way. And it's very inspiring. She also comes from a real life perspective. So her background and the work that she's doing now is completely pure. And it came from a place of heart, and it will continue to lead in that way. It's not from a place of ego. It's not from a place of anything other than her heart center.
Yeah, that's great. That's really great. And that's a good segue for my fourth question, which kind of tied it together of not only is she a mentor and someone that you haven't met, but it's someone that you're reading or will be reading when you read her book. But are there certain podcasts or certain books that you've listed as some of your favorites?
Well, See No Stranger is what's being published now and being delivered now. So that's the book I'll be reading. Revolutionary Love, I think it's .org, is the website. She's on YouTube, all social media platforms. So she's out there. She's very easily found.
Last question that I love to ask my guests is, tell me a little bit about what you do in your business and in your life, and ways that people can find you.
My field is of human resources, has been the career I've built for 14 years. I'm specifically experienced in the world of staffing and hiring. In my yoga practice, I have an online platform called Jot Gian Community Yoga. I have a Facebook page, and I'm just getting launched into some other platforms as well. And currently I'm teaching virtual classes for free or by donation to certain organizations to help support some of the movements and other needs that are out there in the world. So that's Jot Gian, Jotgian. Community Yoga is the page name.
Thank you, Nicole. This has been great. I really appreciate you being on my
Thank
Fridays
you,
5.
Suzanne.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was my pleasure. And thank you, seriously.
Okay, and we say in my tradition, Satnam. Satnam is like namaste, but it's truth is my identity, truth is my name. So Satnam to you.
Aw, Satnam.